What's going on, guys? This is GrowerMD, and what you are looking at right here is what basically was intended to be the dry/storage room. And because when I moved in here I had so much extra equipment and I wasn't drying at the time, it kind of just turned into storage. But due to the fact that I have so much extra equipment still, and I had always kind of planned on using part of this room to set up one of my old tents with the rest of my equipment and do some other stuff in there. And when I went to get around to doing that, I realized that I was just going back to the thing I hated the most about being in the house where I had to use a tent, was just the height limitations. And because of the temperatures, I was gonna need an AC, so that was just gonna take up a bunch of room in there, and I didn't really like it. So anyway, basically what I've done is kind of rearranged the way I'm doing things and converted some stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead. I had made some videos showing the progress of all this, but just because of how much tweaking I had to do, I just kind of am gonna scrap that and start all over. So yeah, let's go ahead and show you the room real quick. So in here you will see that we've got a wall built, and I had basically shown the construction videos of us building the wall, but because I had to make some other changes and stuff, I just decided to remake it. So I've got basically what I've done here is put sectioned off half of this room right here and turned it into a little testing ground. So in here, over the last few days or week or so, I basically tapped into my water line and ran a new water line into this room, which was never really part of the plan. So I've got the water line all ran in. I also ran in additional electrical. I've got one 15 amp circuit right here running my lights and the air pump, and then I've got another 15 amp circuit right on the inside of the room for the AC. I've got my two ballasts mounted up here right now. Basically this is just all of the rest of the storage, extra equipment and things like that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and I'll show you the room real quick. So first thing you'll notice that I've got my Cap Air 4 controller, which was in my tent before. And I'm really only using this just to control CO2 because I'm going to use all my old tent equipment. So my CO2 tank, my regulator, my Cat PPM 4, and all that. So I've just basically got my my digits set up, got my thermometer up here, and the CO2 tank and regulator right here. I haven't actually ran the 1/4 inch tubing line to distribute it yet because I think my tank's just about empty, but I'll get on that over in the next week or so. So yeah, this is the room. You'll see I've got my my Magnum Triple XL 6-inch that I was using in the tent. Right now I'm basically just using the 600s that were in my mother room, so I've just used all my old equipment. Got the 600 watt bulbs, HPS in both of these, and the 600 watt eBay ballast that I got when I first started growing. So we're using everything until it all goes out, then I'll replace it with new. So you'll see I've just got everything all kind of wired in. My PPM 4 and my sensor are up here. So yeah, you'll see right now just a 0 to 900. I've got two 16-inch Eco Plus fans in this room right now. One up there, one down there. I got just a couple plants in here. I'll go over what I'm doing with that later. Don't really want to talk about it right now. I just want to show you guys the room. So right here in the back, I've got a 9,000 BTU AC. Now this is just a single hose system. I already had an exhaust running into this room, so I just basically tapped into that, and I'm using this to control the room, and it's working pretty well. You'll see we've got temperatures of 77.5 right here at the canopy level, which is cool with me. Now this is the other 15 amp circuit that I ran in here, mainly just for the AC here, and then I have my recycle timer here. Now, what I've done in this room is I really wanted to optimize my floor space. Now, at the moment, the AC is here. I actually may end up building another stand when I get around to it, putting it all the way up here, and basically just direct exhausting it out and having it come facing this direction. But for now, it's okay. I still have all the square footage of this room to work with, which is cool with me. So now the other cool thing that I did is the reservoir is outside of this room, and so what I'm going to be doing is right here drilling one more hole, and I'm going to be feeding the pump from my reservoir and over there through the wall and plugging it in right here, so that I can control this with the photocell, but not actually have to have any of that stuff in here. Now you'll also see that down here I've already drilled a hole for the 1/2-inch tubing. Now this is to feed my drip system. I haven't exactly figured out how, what I'm going to do, and it'll all depend on when I actually put the plants in here, and I figure out how I'm going to be setting them up, that I'll figure out what I'm going to do for the drip system. But cool thing about it is that I don't have to have any of that equipment actually in here, and the only thing on the floor is my air conditioner. So let me show you guys out here. Like I mentioned, I ran in a new water line. Basically just originally it comes across this wall right here and 90s this way towards my clone room. So I just cut that off, put a T on it, split it off, and then had it come right back down into here. And I've got a nozzle on it just like in all the other rooms, and it's reduced down to 1/4-inch tubing, and that feeds my reservoir over here with my my fill valve. And I'm just basically using my old, this was the reservoir I was using for my mother's in the back, or my garage, excuse me, at the house. And I'm just trying to reuse all my old equipment. So like I said, these are my old ballasts. My reflector cords are coming in through right there. And I guess I should also mention that how this room is actually ducting. You'll see that there's basically one duct going right there into my lights, and there's a 600 CFM fan, and that's cooling the lights, and it's pulling from the room, creating negative pressure. Now this AC is also creating a little bit of negative pressure to cool the room, but where the intake is basically coming from is right here. I've basically drilled a 6-inch hole. It's right here, and I have filters on both sides, and this is pulling air in from my clone room, which is cool air also, into the bottom of this room. Now granted, when I start flowering, I will have to cover that up with some darker material so that it doesn't affect the lights, but that's where the majority of the cool air, the fresh air, is coming in from. And the same thing will apply up there when I'll have to close that off so that no light leaks out when I begin flowering, but I will be vegging in here for a while. Now what I wanted to talk about really is what I'm actually going to be doing in this room in the future. Now initially what this room is going to be used for is about 3-4 days ago I took clones from all the seeds that I bought, and as soon as all those root, those are going to be transplanted into pots, placed in here. They're going to be vegged out for about 5 days, 3 to 5 days, and then I'm going to flower them, and that's going to be sexing out all the seeds so I know which ones to keep and not, and I will probably actually let them fully finish so that I can actually see what the finished product is going to look like, and which phenos and properties I like the best. And once, obviously at the beginning, I'll rip out any males, if hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers for as little as possible, but like I said, we'll get those males out of there. And once that grow is done, basically this is going to be a testing ground where I'll be doing side-by-side experiments with nutrients, different growing techniques. I might put some DWC in here. I was actually kind of thinking about building an undercurrent DWC system in here, and trying out yielding, how it works, because essentially I just have a half version of all the other rooms in there now. Granted, these are only 600s. If I want to upgrade them to 1000s later, we can, but I still think it will be plenty of wattage to do some student experiments. I'll have 1200 watts in here. So that's basically what I've been working on. Yeah, I've been pretty busy. Got really happy to have this thing all done though. So anyway, I will be updating you guys when I get these out of here, and when I get the seeds rooted and put in here. I'll go over all those procedures with you when I get started. So that's pretty much it for now. The only other thing that I was going to say is for my drying, I've actually moved that situation into here. Basically I moved my fan to cool my ballast over here, and then I've got my 4x4 tent set up in here, and you'll see there's a 6-inch fan, 250 CFM fan up there for exhaust. Got it hooked up to a speed controller so I can turn it on and off when I need it. But basically in here is where I'll be doing all my drying now. I've got, it's hard to see, but there's plenty of hooks on top. All I have to do is kick, flip this on. I got my dehumidifier already in here, my rack, and then I can just kick on this exhaust fan for when we start drying to really keep this thing going. So I'm pretty excited. We're going to be harvesting, like I said, in a couple weeks, and yeah, everything is flowing along really nicely. So if you guys have any questions or would like to see any of my footage from building the wall, please let me know. I still have it, I just never put it into a video, so if any of you guys are interested, please let me know, and I'll do my best to get that to you. So that's it for now. Until next time, guys, peace out.